Trustee Kalina, would you mind speaking just so I could test your microphone, please?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Not in your shouting voice.
Oh, Jen, do you want me to bring some donuts to the party?
Yes, please. But only if there's 9 of them.
Okay.
6:30.
I should knock out
It is
my light.
6:30.
It is 6.
I told you.
Start.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. I'd like to open tonight's meeting, trustee meeting, October 19, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. Can I have the roll call, please?
Kalina,
Here.
Augustine,
Here.
Burns.
Here, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And today, by the way, before we start, flags are supposed to be at half-mast for the death of Colin Powell till Friday sunset. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jen, I forgot to let everybody in. I hope you jumped that on me.
Yeah, I took care of it.
Okay,
Thank you, Jen.
It looks like we have 3 participants outside of these 2 computers. Okay, so the agenda tonight, Police Chief Sentner, you're on.
Thank you. I have 2 items.
Tom, sorry. I need to request a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 14th special meeting and October 5th regular meeting.
Second.
So any further amendments from trustees?
Do you want to do them separately since he wasn't a part of the special meeting?
Staying on 1.
That's fine. Let's do this separately. The motion to approve the October 14th, 2021 special meeting minutes.
Second.
Seconded. And any further discussion? Trustee Augustine?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And trustee
One
Kalina is
abstention.
abstaining. I'd like to make a motion to approve the October 5th regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Seconded by Augustine. Any further discussion? Trustees? No? All in
No.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Those motions are passed. Both meetings are approved. Trustee, please. Sorry.
Thank you. I have 2 items on the agenda this evening. The first is a request trustee approval for the 2022 subscription to Central Square Field Operations app for the patrol officers at a total cost of $1,512.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous. Thank you.
The second item that I have is a request for trustee approval to hire GPD Group to perform the site survey RFP at a total cost of $6,600 and the geotechnical services for a total cost of $3,400 for a total cost overall of $10,000. This is the first phase on the police department building expansion. Essentially, this needs to be completed because it then drives the rest of the project for costs, for construction and all of that. So this is the first step. We do need to get this done before inclement weather hits because that drives up the cost of doing these services. So
Correct.
that was that. Just to give you a real quick rundown, Labella Architects had asked 3 other companies for a cost estimate to do this work. The first one was Ret2 Services. Their total cost for both of these projects was $22,650. TRC and Associates was $31,390, and SME Group was $14,590, and Labella did recommend GPD for the project. So just to give you an idea of what the other costs were that they had put out.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you, Chief.
all I've got.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. That's passed.
Does anyone else have anything for Chief
We're
Sutton?
just going to briefly move up one item on the agenda. We were solicited by the
Oh, yes.
Ohio Liquor Control Board for a new application at the corner of LLC
Got it.
up on West 130th. Chief, have you found any reason why we should request a hearing?
I have. Once again, the person that is unable to obtain a liquor permit is trying to get that liquor permit in another person's name. And we have contacted both agents that are in charge of this through liquor control today, because we were not forwarded the new permit until this afternoon. Trustee Burns had received it, but we had not. So we are providing them the police reports and the call activity over the last several years for that establishment. Where it's going to go, I don't know, but we are going to try to have it denied.
Okay, we do have a choice of the county seat, so that's the box that's going to get checked. The hearing will be at the county seat if they proceed.
So much the better. Keeps me from
Thank
driving
you
the car.
very much.
The other thing I have is thank you for my birthday card from everyone.
Happy, enjoy your
Happy birthday,
day.
Chief.
Does anybody nobody has
Enjoy.
anything else for me? I'm going.
He's
to-
running.
Any questions from the audience for Chief Sedner? Sir, you are excused. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you so much for being
Have
here.
fun.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great evening.
Enjoy your evening, Chief.
Thank you.
We will now turn to Chief Grosenbaugh.
Good evening. First is request amend motion for $3,414 from Massimo for the RAD 57 to $3,430.18. This is $16.18 more due to some freight shipping on it, which $2,964.73 was funded through the EMS grant.
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's moved. Thank you.
Next is request appropriations for $1,428 for 13 high visibility Parka jackets. These are winter jackets. These are not clothing, like the clothing items, the uniforms. These are actual issued jackets that are high visibility for roadway and all that. The first set that the other members have was bought through the association from a fundraiser years ago. So we need to buy these members the jackets. Do you want me to read each member's name?
No,
Or just
that's
where
not
we're buying from?
necessary.
Okay. These are bought through Cleveland Barricade System LLC, which is actually through Great Lakes Construction.
Very good. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
And these will stay, if these members
Yeah,
leave,
they
these
leave
stay
those,
with the
they're fire department
department.
property, yes.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's
Who
unanimous.
seconded that?
Clean.
Kalina.
Next, request appropriations not to exceed $3,500 for emergency repairs to Squad 37 through TPS. I contacted each of the trustees to have them get approval on that. The turbo had to get replaced. What they said was they're finding out is a lot of fire departments aren't getting the vehicles heated up like our size departments because we're slow, we're close, and we're not that often. And what other fire departments are starting to do is go back to buying gasoline engines to get away from all the EPA emission stuff that's causing a lot of these diesel issues for it. So I'd like to request the emergency appropriations for $3,500 through TPS for Squad 37.
Amount not to exceed $30.
Not to exceed, sorry, yes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next, Melissa can vouch, this was a 8 to 10 month process dealing with the Knox Box Corporation. So the Knox Box is our way to gain access into commercial properties here that they will be, it's by fire code, they will request the box through Knox Box, and then it's their responsibility to have it mounted on the wall. Originally, during Chief Potts's era, everything was merged with Brunswick City. So our codes, everything is in Brunswick City. Well, it's hard to work with them, to have them come over, update our key locks in the engines that actually secure the keys. So we're taking the system over as ourselves to have it so that when we get new people, we can program their code, their PIN numbers in there. And then when people leave, we can do it without having to wait for one person from Brunswick City to come over. So we're going to request appropriations for $3,900 or $3,902 and $743 for a total of $4,645 for the lock core and key secure system from Knoxbox. It also has the software that comes that we can program, be the manager of our own accounts.
And I will stress that Knoxbox is the only company
Yes.
that does this.
Yeah.
They basically have a monopoly. There's
Yep.
no one else to work with.
There's 2 salesmen for all the United States, for all the fire departments in there, and they're not a happy people to deal with.
Right, because they're probably spread too thin.
And just so everybody understands, the key that we're getting 3 secure key that go into the engine and 2 ambulances, and that holds the key ring, a permanent key ring for these Knox boxes. People have to enter in their 4-digit code, and it tracks when and who pulled that key out. So there's a security feature to ensure the tracking of when they're used.
Correct.
And did that include the 743?
Yes,
Yes.
it
Okay.
Yes, it
Both.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Melissa. No, none from me. Trustee Cleaner?
No, so the total was the 46.45.
46, 45, yep.
Yes.
All in
Okay.
favor?
So
say aye.
moved.
Did you move it?
No, I did not move it,
Moved.
but now
I
it's
said,
moved.
any other questions from the offhand?
I will second.
Seconded by Kalina. Motion by Augustine. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you
Request-
for
thank
your
you.
work on that.
It's been something.
Mm-hmm.
Request appropriations for $620 for 2 sets of turnout gear boots for firefighter Miskalski and firefighter Bonnet through Fire Safety Services.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion's passed.
Request acceptance of John Regroup's resignation letter effective immediately. He's working a 911 ambulance service in downtown Akron.
And we are finding more and more of this. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further questions, comments?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Request appropriations not to exceed $370 for Adam Rocker panel light from Strobes and Moore. This is when Gus pieced everything together for the command car. He did not realize these rocker panel lights came singular and not as a pair, so we got to get the other one ordered.
Does that include the shipping?
That is,
Okay, because these are the ones.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
these are the
yes, I
ones that
did
are always coming in higher.
Yep, we went a little higher just to make sure.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous.
Next is, we were able to reuse some additional lights from the old command car in the fog lamp. So we are looking to appropriations not to exceed $165 for the fog light console or the inserts for the command car from 36 through carparts.com. And same thing, Martha, we went to
Okay,
fog to
good.
make sure. We were able to reuse the fog lamps from strobe lights from the command car to maximize more lights on it than we already had in stock.
So our order total is 150.96 and we're going to go to 165.
165, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
just-
these credit card purchases, they're always running, the actual charge amount is
Yep.
Right.
ending up a little higher.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Next is request appropriations for $200 for firefighter David Wodarski to attend the 2021 company officer class in Brecksville. I believe you have the paperwork on there. I think it's the 7th through the 9th of December.
Yeah.
If you look at the two instructors, one's a chief out of Texas and the other one is a current battalion chief out of the FDNY, which actually wrote the fire officer's handbook. And the other chief out of Texas has wrote numerous leadership books, and they're doing a 3-day company officer class. I was lucky enough to hear one of these speakers, the Texas chief, talk before, and it was one of the best speakers I've ever heard. So they're doing a company class out of company officer class out of Brecksville.
So moved.
Moved and
I'll second, and I take it that we're not considered a CSU student, alumni, or learning partner to get no discount.
No, we're the $200.
And I actually apologize to both of you because I didn't put in the details about the instructors.
Okay, I didn't
So
know.
it's just extra
Just still
paper.
in. Just
Yeah.
still in.
So
I appreciate that.
I'm an alumni, chief.
I don't know how that would work.
He doesn't look like
do you want
David
to
at all.
sign up?
No, I don't know. I don't know. if
$25
we're-
somewhere.
I'll try, but I don't know how that works.
Just let it go.
Did you guys pass that?
Not yet.
Okay,
Oh.
sorry.
All in favor, say aye. Did we pass? Aye. We are now passed. He can go. Thank
The
you.
next is, you see the date for July 12th on there. I actually reached out and they apologized. They did not send us the invoice for our annual dues to the Medina County All Hazards team.
Correct.
So I'd like to make, is it appropriations or? Yeah, okay, appropriations to pay the cost allocations to the Medina County All Hazards team for $3,397.26.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That passed.
We're going to be doing another blood drive in November,
Okay,
and I don't have the date on top of my head. We are going to be doing another Santa parade through the community in December around Christmas time.
okay.
One Dave Rodowski is actually building a sleigh to go on parade. That'll look like a fire truck.
That's awesome.
Okay. Make sure you get a license for it.
That was,
And we will be doing Fill the Boot in November.
that was
Sunday
really
after.
well received last
Yes,
year.
it was.
Yes.
It was.
Thank you
especially
for
with
doing
the
that.
Thank you.
pandemic.
That's all I have.
How long did it take you to go through the township? Like 5 hours?
Couple hours. Easy.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
It was 5 hours, Steve.
5 hours. Thank you. It was
Thank
a
you,
long,
Jen.
it was a long day of driving. Like,
That was Jen Amburn speaking.
thank you. That's all I have.
Does
Thank you,
somebody need
Steve.
a copy of that all hazards invoice? Do you have an extra one? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll stamp it and formally give it to you tomorrow.
Perfect.
Did you want to stay?
Do you need me to stay for anything?
Not if
Does
you,
the public have any questions for Chief Rosenbaugh? No?
24 tomorrow, so I will not be around.
okay.
Thank you.
I will try not to call you.
That's fine. Call me.
Thank you.
Jen in tomorrow?
Yes, Jen is in tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You
Next-
too.
Next up, we have our service department being represented by our employee, Jim Praisler. He's sitting in for Mike Bahari. First of all, I want to shout out to Jim for his stellar job on the Bellis Road repair, reconstruction. It's one of the nicest roads I've ever driven on. It is smooth as glass. So thank you for being there and overseeing that. That was a+ job. Appreciate it.
There's been a lot of compliments.
A lot of compliments. So thank you. Oh, we've got clapping from the audience, Mr. Praisler.
That's what happens when you get a good employee. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, honorable trustees and officer. It's the team, the service department team would like to thank you for, we enjoy working for you and the community. And we're winding down on our construction season, which was a huge success, which I was going to bring up that East Bellis is just marvelous. And thank you.
Sorry for stealing your thunder.
No. As well as for the Forest Drive
Forest Drive.
cul-de-sac, which is, I'm sure the residents as well as the travelers on Forest Drive muchly appreciate the cul-de-sac there. And then now we're progressing from construction mode more into preparing for the winter mode and tree services. So that's what's on our agenda coming up. We've gone through the trucks. We have a few things to do yet, but the trucks are getting prepared for the snow and ice season. The first request of appropriations is to purchase a E50 Bobcat excavator through Bobcat at the cost of $37,715.54. I do not know if you have the quote.
Yeah,
We do.
Okay. This is not just a machine. This is also including 4 additional digging and ditching buckets with this, as well as trading in our 2008 John Deere 50D excavator for this, which this is a very good purchase, bang for buck. Okay. With that, and this was approved through Brian Richter.
Okay.
But with the addition, my next note, I don't know if you have to approve that first.
We'll separate them. I'll be making a resolution. Martha, you want me to call it the total price and the trade?
Yeah, would you just read everything right there?
Okay.
We've got a 2-year warranty with us.
With the second motion, we will.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah? With the second motion, we'll get
Yes,
to
the
your
second
motion.
motion and actually the additional.
We're separating them.
Okay.
We'll conquer that the next line item.
I can make a motion for a resolution at this time to purchase a Bobcat E50 R2 Series compact excavator for a total cost of $67,215.54. We're receiving $29,500 in trade-in on our 2008 JD50D excavator for a total cost of $37,715.54.
Second.
How many miles are on that excavator out of curiosity? Do we know roughly?
Hours.
Yes.
Hours.
Around 3,000.
Okay. That's a pretty
It's
good
getting to the
savings.
Point where it's any any longer, it's gonna start depreciating
Mhm.
because of the hours, as well as we are upgrading to a stronger machine.
Right.
So it's, like I say, it's the best bang for the buck, especially for what they're wanting to give us for trade. When they
That's what
said
I'm
that for trade, it was like, has to come to you immediately.
And the excavator now, it was used. It wasn't purchased new.
Yes, the John Deere wasn't purchased new, but the Bobcat.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I meant. The one that's replacing.
Right.
Yes,
So we're
it's
getting
brand
more years of
spanking new.
life.
So we're getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the one you were saying,
And
life has exceeded its
as
useful.
well as we're getting almost trade-in value on the John Deere that we're trading in is almost what we paid for it in 2008.
Right.
Okay, so
Like within-
this,
like
like
within
I said, the
$1,000.
best bang for the dollar.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It's within $1,000.
Right.
So, we need a roll call, please.
Kalina,
Yes.
Augustine.
Yes.
Byrne.
Yes. That motion's passed. Inform Mr. Bahari that he can proceed.
Okay, now the next line item is because of our county prosecutor, being that we are purchasing this machine, but it's not on state bid, but meets state bid pricing,
Mhm.
that he requested, which I'm requesting purchase of the 36 months protection plan for the E50 Bobcat excavator through Bobcat for the cost of $700. This is just because it's not on state bid and that was not put into the quote. Okay?
Yep.
So, and which is, if the first couple years you're gonna have, if there's a malfunction due to manufacturer, this is a smart purchase
Mhm.
because then you're gonna have that where you've got all the bugs worked out and you're gonna have a good machine up till then when it ages to the point where it needs more expensive maintenance, which should be more around the 3,000 hour mark. So we'll keep, our service or our maintenance now department is a little more proactive.
It is.
Yes, it is.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Just I'd like to request appropriations to purchase 36-month protection plan from Bobcat for the E50 Bobcat excavator through Bobcat, for $700.
Through Bobcat?
Yeah, Bob.
Second.
Second. Any question about being Bobcat?
No.
Any further discussion?
No.
None? All in favor, say aye. This is a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that motion's passed. Thank you, Mr. Praisler. Next
And-
item?
And my last line item is the request for additional funding for Forest Drive for final billing in the amount of $6,666.14. Do you have,
We do.
okay.
Yeah, everybody's.
It was, I kind of went through them and broke it down. Stuff we were under on, and stuff we were over on. And, where we wound up getting into, the extra expenses was because of the so much, fill being added to it, quality fill, as well as the soil compaction and the aggregate used to get the soil stabilization, which is the key to anything is foundation. So that's where that was increased at.
So you're going to want to make a resolution for the change order for the OPWC DIY 10 project
For the 66.
in the
66,
total
14.
amount with 74% being paid by OPWC funds and 26% being paid by the township.
So move that.
Okay?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, thank you.
That's a resolution. We have to have a roll call.
Yes.
One thing I know, I'm kind of backtracking, I know it's already been approved, but we reached out to one company, John Deere. They did not get back with us, didn't seem interested in getting us a quote for the excavator, but Kubota through Akron Tractor did get us a quote. And just so we did attempt to get 3 bids, We only got two quotes.
For a similar machine, Kubota was
70,920,000.
higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay, just want to let you know so that it's on record that we did get quotes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. What was the percentage on that?
26 and.
Yes, 26% for the township,
That's what I thought.
74% through the OPWC.
Thank you. I just wanted to confirm I had the right percentage.
I want to verify. I'm 99% sure that's the accurate percentage. I just don't want it to be 76 and 24.
Right.
So I'm just going to check that while you guys move on.
And then we'll come back and do the roll call on that, Martha.
You can do it now. We can amend it. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Roll call. Kalina.
Yes.
Augustine.
Yes.
Burns, yes. That's passed unanimously.
Thank you very
Anything
much,
else,
Mr.
Mr.
Fraser.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Jim.
attending tonight. You're welcome to
Yes.
stay the rest of the evening.
I will.
Okay, thank you. And the public may ask you some questions towards the end of the meeting then.
Did an excellent job representing the
You
service. department.
did. Thank you for
very
being
much.
here.
Zoning department, have anything in zoning?
No,
Cemeteries has nothing. Moving on from cemeteries.
Tom's been on vacation this week, and so.
And then we're
We
back to you.
do
Mr.
have one zoning thing
Okay, go ahead.
that Suzanne and I spoke about today was
Go ahead.
that the signs that are being placed for campaigns and keeping Hinckley rural and whatnot need to be put on personal property, not in the road right away. And she also asked that if anyone had any questions, they could contact the zoning office for zoning requirements.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cleaner, you're back up.
Back on. I have one item, and that's regarding Tire Max, and this is just an update for the board and for the community. What I'd like to do is send a memorandum out to our board members and our zoning staff, just letting them know that I would like to be the point person for any questions or inquiries that come in regarding this. I believe it's important for us to have consistency in our messaging. And in terms of any information that we would be providing on behalf of the township, these are basically the statement of facts regarding the situation right now. The applicant did in fact file an appeal. This will be a lengthy process because it moves through the common pleas court. Anyone requesting further updates from this point moving forward will need to check the court docket. And Hinckley Township will be unable to provide any additional information or comment further until an outcome is announced.
Very
It's
good.
important to know. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I agree, you should be the point person for this.
Even if it's going to take a really long time. Just kidding.
Good point.
Hey, you brought it up. I just work
Well,
here.
that's fine. But yes,
And segue into Trustee August.
If the board agrees with that, then I will have Suzanne send that out to
I'm in full
the
agreement.
rest of the staff tomorrow.
I'm in full agreement.
Very much in agreement. Thank you.
Thanks for
And that was,
volunteering.
then that was it. And I've spoken with Mr. Richter, of course, several times.
Okay.
I could tell. Well done.
I did get it mixed up. So amend that resolution to 74% OPWC and 26% township.
Amendment so moved.
Thank you. Second?
Seconded.
Second.
Clean as seconds. Any further
Alright.
discussion? Let's do a roll call again.
Yes.
Alina?
That was a yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
I
Thank
do
you.
believe that was what you said the first time though, Martha. You
Was
had
it
right.
really?
I think it was
I wrote down
accurate.
26.
26
26 and 74.
I wrote down 76 and
I wrote
24,
26 and
but I know this is what it
She
is.
was
She was
right.
questioning her. She was
Oh,
questioning herself.
okay.
You were
I just wanted to
questioning
verify it.
Well,
I didn't want
we
there
moved
to
it twice, we're
hold
only paying
anything up.
once.
Yes.
Moving on.
It's
Okay.
exciting to have, it is exciting to have
Okay.
that project move forward.
Mhm.
One thing for the notes while you were out of the office, Mr. Praisler did bring attention that they did solicit with John Deere and
Oh, on the
Kubota.
excavator.
And the Bobcat was the lowest price, and John Deere didn't even bother to pursue it.
You know what, and I need you to sign that for the change order so I can send it to
All right.
OPWC. Okay, good.
Okay. Mr. Cleaner's done. Ms. Augustine,
We have the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee update, and I have got to say I'm overwhelmed. I felt like Santa Claus today with all mail on my desk. We had over 90 applications, and I'm saying over 90 and not giving a solid number because we have two that we can't read. They're pictures of applications. So I went back and reached out to those people to see if they could submit it via email or in person. And we have some that were duplicates. They were mailed and emailed. So once I go through, I'll be able to finalize that number for us. David Manley from the Zoning Commission is going to be a part of that. The Zoning Commission did appoint him to be a part of the steering committee, and he will be joined by Trustee Kalina and I, as well as OHM Planning. It was decided that our internal process between Chris Medwood and Suzanne Peterlin and I will start with myself and Chris Medwood. We will be redacting names, and she and I will go through and start numbering them and determining our top 20 to 30 people. And then Trustee Kalina will do the same, and Trustee Burns will do the same. And then we'll have a third party group, which will consist of Police Chief Setner and Suzanne Peterlin, to make sure that we have equal representation and diversity in that group. One of the things that was brought up at the chamber meeting was by Mr. Pearl, and he had asked if we would have alternates. So I wanted to see what the trustees felt about potentially having 3 to 4 alternate positions in case someone can't make one of the meetings.
In attendance, but not voting unless there's an empty spot.
Exactly, just like a zoning commission or
I think it's a
BZA
good idea.
alternate.
Yeah,
Okay, 3 to 4, you think? Or what do you
Three's
think?
sufficient.
I would think.
And
3 alternates.
have we nailed down a number of 12 to 15 any tighter than 12 to 15?
We're going for 12.
Okay. That's helpful.
15 will be filled by Trustee Kalina, myself, and Dave Manley.
And then you've got alternates. So it'll be a
Right.
full house. All right.
Okay, so thank you for approving that.
No problem.
Quick reminder that Hinckley Halloween is October 23rd from 4 to 6 in Town Center and also in the old fire station bays. November 2nd, regular trustee meeting will not be in this room because it is election day. So we will be either in the old fire bays, depending on how many people are coming in, or in the senior room next door. Going to throw one more thing in here that Martha and I had talked about this morning, and I'd like to make a motion.
Let me add to that. The audio and video in the senior room will be very different. We may not be doing video at all, but the audio will do our best to get good enough quality for you to listen in at home. Thank you.
It won't be as good, but it'll be
We will be present.
as good as we can make it. I'd like to amend the organizational meeting minutes to reflect clothing allowance for the fire department to include support staff.
Seconded.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank
Plus,
you.
you said fire, right? You
Yes,
said the
ma'am.
fire
Fire
department.
department to
Thank you.
include support staff. Thank you for that. Real quick recap on the trustee tea. It was very well received, well attended. I had about 15 people attend. I was here at 9:30 and I didn't get home till 2. So it was a successful day. We spoke about everything. We spoke about the comprehensive plan, conservation developments, water, sewer, Redwood, the phasing that went on there. And you and I had a quick conversation about that because I wanted to understand it. It was approved as a whole in 2019, but it was phased a little differently than we had first anticipated. There were 2 questions that came up, and I did my due diligence yesterday and sat on the floor amongst all my 2017 records, and just wanted to give a quick answer to some of those questions. One of them was taxes on a conservation area in a conservation development. Those property taxes are paid by the HOA, and they are dependent on the value of the property. And it's the theory is that the homes in a conservation development are of high value and often are comparable to that of a regular 2-acre home and property. So that's the answer on that. And the second one was brought up by one of our residents, and it was specific to the easement on the northeast corner of the Trail of Redwood. And that resident had said that in 2017, the Medina County Planning Commission had had made a 20-foot easement. And I did find that request in 2017, but I had a citizen, Ms. Clegg, help me determine that the easement itself was actually set up in 2011. It was an 8-foot wide easement for utility. And then in June of 2019, when everything was approved at Redwood Falls, it did bump to 20 feet, and it is a conservation easement now with the ability to use the utilities. So that was something I just wanted to correct for the public's information. And lastly, that conversation led to a question that was, what is my department that I'm most concerned about in Hinckley Township? And that is our fire department. So Chief Grossenbaugh has left for the night, but one of the things that we talked about was changes that need to be made in our fire department. We currently have 2-man staffing. Our guys and gals only make $10 an hour overnight. So we would like to bump that to closer to full pay for them. And we think that that would help retain some of the people that have been leaving. Additionally, we would like to toss the idea around of either 3-man staffing, which is oftentimes needed, or full-time people in the fire department. So those are the needs at the fire department currently, and that is the department with my biggest concern. So just wanted to give you guys an FYI if you weren't at the trustee T. The next one will be in 6 months in April, and I will be sure to share the dates and times when we get closer to. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Wasn't terrible. I went as fast as I could.
That was a great recap.
Thank you.
It was. Thank you. I only have a few items here. The east wall of the old fire station renovation for energy efficiency and repairs. We had a bid event that was to have bid opening on October 14th. We had no bids received, so the trustees met and made no decisions. On the floor for us tonight is, what do we want to do? Do you want to wait till spring or proceed again to find a bidder for this project?
Well, I guess my concern about waiting is then our contractor is going to be booked up already because it's so hard.
That might already be the problem.
Anyway, what it might be.
I mean, we didn't have a deadline outside of maybe like 6 months for this project. It wasn't a timeline thing. We just didn't receive bids. I think that the bid price was accurate by the architect's offices, so it wasn't a pricing issue either. I think that they're busy. Don't have any feedback other than that. We did have one interested bidder, but he was unable to get the bid here in time for personal reasons, family reasons. So that was the only bidder that was able to bid, but did not get it here by the deadline.
Well, what do you recommend?
I recommend we wait till spring.
Okay.
I do.
Thoughts?
Early spring.
Let's see if we turn a corner here with supply chain issues, COVID issues, all these other
Boy.
pressures that are on these subcontractors and the contractors.
Okay.
You all right with that?
Yes.
All right. We can visit it in December if you want, or later on. Okay, cemetery walk, not on the agenda, but I wanted to bring it up to speed so that we don't go down a path that we don't want to go on. I mentioned to the trustees and the public about taking the new cemetery wall and etching into it the name of the cemetery and the date of its finding, but we were going to flatten the face of the stone. This is the aggregate, posing for the press. It's going to look ugly. So the other solution is just to etch the stone and not bother with the flattening of the surface so that the etching would stand out. Or we buy a bronze or brass plaque and stick it on there. I can pursue both. Trustees have to help me direct this. I would recommend not doing that process where we flatten a piece of stone and then etch into it. We step straight into it, we'll paint it, and they do it right there on site, or buy a plaque and have it mounted to a stone.
How big would the plaque be?
It's an 18 by 42 stone, so how big is the letters? Maybe this big, 2.5 feet, maybe 2 feet by 1.5 feet.
I like the idea of a plaque.
See, my gut is, I think, etching.
So good luck with
I'm
that.
thinking that
Mr. Praisler,
What,
do you have any insight that you would like to add?
Etching is always unique as well as permanent. People do strange things, so putting a plaque up, you never
brass
know.
one.
You know, there is some pranksters around the community.
We saw that with that wall, didn't we?
Yes,
We did.
My, I think for the look of Hinckley, historical Hinckley, would be the etching.
Okay.
And it's a deep etch. It's going to be, I'd say, at least a 1/4 inch
I
deep.
think it would look classy.
I think, and
Okay.
they're going to paint it to pop off the wall.
Let's do it.
Still looking at pricing for 3 or 4 potential bidders for the staining of the wall. I'll bring that to you in the next meeting. They give me their bids by then.
And then they seal it too after the staining.
They could. I can
Yeah.
put that in there.
I would recommend
Request for
that.
proposal.
So do you have any preliminary costs on the etching?
I do not.
Okay.
No. It's been hard enough just to get them to come out and look at the wall or give you a return phone call. So okay, I'll pursue that etching process, and then I'll let you know at the next meeting where we're at with all of that cemetery wall. The wall itself is done, looks great. Some
It does
people
look
like
very
the-
nice.
Some people like the white wall, some people don't.
This is true.
To keep it with, again, Mr. Fraser's comments about the atmosphere of the community, probably a darker stone would be better. Moving on.
Aged,
Right.
Right.
so, yeah.
Okay, so this time I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Zach Eggman from the Service Department. His last day of work will be October 28th.
Well, we're going to miss him. So let's see, second. I guess I'm not so moving you.
Seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very regretful. We will miss him. He was a good part of the team, and certainly, hopefully, hope for the best for him in the future.
And you said that's the 28th? That's effective?
Effective 28th, his
Okay.
last date will be the 28th.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd also like to ask the trustees, I don't even know if we need to motion this, we're going to start the search for a replacement immediately. At the next meeting, we'll spell out the details of the pay scale and the benefits and all that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll have service department start on that process. That is it.
Jim, what about the RAW request?
What?
The RAW request that you emailed everyone? The RAW
RAW?
field request?
Oh, I didn't put that on the agenda. We had been asked by RAW to help subsidize an expensive soil replacement on all 5 ball fields here in the township. As we all know, if you've played on fields, if you had kids on the fields, they turn to mud. When it rains, it doesn't drain well. And it really is because of the kind of soil they're using. So I'd like to open the floor up to the discussion of the trustees, whether we want to help participate in offsetting some of that cost. 50-50, 60-40.
Well, right now you don't have the funds.
Well, we don't have to do it this year either.
Well, didn't he indicate that they wanted to do it now? In the
Yeah,
email?
It's like
he did.
$40,000.
That's what I was thinking. It was, if I recall, it was 40,000.
Mhm.
It was the total cost.
Mhm.
Let me pull it up.
And I think they wanted to do it in the next few weeks,
Next
if
few
I'm not
weeks.
mistaken.
Yeah, he did say the next few weeks in this email.
What does our contract say?
We don't have any obligation to help them, no. This is a.
I
nice
guess
gesture.
when I read that, my initial thoughts were, we have a great agreement with them. They are a fabulous partner for the township, but we are going to be looking at the fence. And the fence is going to be extremely costly. And that's going to be a big improvement, but from a number of factors. So I guess that was my concern was we're going to take on a huge expenditure looking at that.
That's
fence.
exactly what I thought. Yeah, I thought of the fence.
And the fence is
quite
aged
costly.
poorly. Although it's really old.
I don't know.
I mean, that
I don't
fence has
know
been
how old
there.
it is. I have no idea.
Yeah,
what it
the
is.
fence has been there. That's the same fence.
Yeah.
Jack, same fence your kids played in.
Probably mid-90s, at least.
Predates me.
Yeah.
So I can inform them then that we don't have the funds this year to support them, and we're going to be pursuing repairing the fence for 2022.
Right.
Okay. We'll do that. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you.
I have nothing else. Martha, would you like to take the floor, please?
Melissa, you have that
I do.
amended certificate request.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 101921-01. No, what is it? Is it
3.
3.
Mhm.
To submit a request to amend the Hinckley Township Certificate of Estimated Resources to the Medina County Auditor for the purpose of receiving FEMA FY 2020 assistance to firefighter grant AFG in the amount of $153,910.48. Upon receipt of the amended certificate of the estimated resources, the 2192 revenue and appropriation budget will be amended to reflect the grant monies.
Seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Kalina?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
And then Melissa, I'll have you do this one too. It's the reimbursement for Patrolman Landis.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve reimbursement to Patrolman Sean Landis, a biannual payment of $1,200 in lieu of Hinckley Township Health Insurance in accordance with OPBA, Hinckley Patrolman's Collective Bargaining Agreement.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous.
Okay, and the current fund status is $6,701,979.31, of which $1,063,814.25 are in pooled investments, and $5,638,165.06 are in available primary checking.
Thank you very much. Was this one covered?
Nope, you can do that
We
one.
do it under payroll?
Yeah, that's where we've been
Okay.
doing it.
We're going to open the floor up now to public questions and comments. If you'd like to speak, we do need to have you approach the podium so that the people out in virtual land can hear you. Any questions from the public? Comments? Thank you very much.
She has one.
Oh, please. I know, they can't hear you.
The T is, I know. For us shy people.
Identify yourself, please, and where you live.
My name is Heidi Gutwein, and I'm from 1530 Mattingly Road. I have a question concerning easements. I understand that when there's an easement on your property, you own the easement. Is that correct? The homeowner?
The maintenance of the easement.
Okay. The easement that's on John Simodi's property, is there a possibility that he already has the water and the sewer on that property and we don't know about it?
It's no longer John Simodi's property.
Well, but that property, I mean.
And I don't believe that there is any water or sewer lines there. It's my understanding that it wasn't wide enough to get the vehicles necessary down it and with the 8 feet. And the Planning Commission came in 2017 and said, well, if we're going to work on this trail of Redwood Falls, that will be the time to widen it to plan for the future of Hinckley Township. But there is, to my knowledge, no water or sewer lines there.
If you want to see me after the meeting, I take your phone number and I'll follow up and be in touch with you. If it's out there, it'll be in the county records.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
I'm kind of thinking what Ms. Augustine has said. I think they were trying to approach the church to see if they could buy additional land to widen that easement, and I don't believe that ever happened.
Right.
Yes. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? No? This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills and payroll in the amount of $127,206.34.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye if there's no further discussion. Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 101921-04,
Or
approving the purchase order listing as follows: blanket super certificates, 84-2021 for the amounts and to the vendors as submitted.
second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? None. All in favor?
It's resolution.
Roll call.
Kalina?
Yes.
Augustine?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes. With that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this regular meeting of the trustees at 7:18 PM.
Second.
Moved